Okay, so Alex, I've been seeing a lot lately about AI. Everywhere, really, but especially how it's creeping into newsrooms. It's kind of wild, you know? Like, are we talking about robots writing the morning headlines now?
Well, Heidi, it's definitely not quite the sci-fi movie scenario just yet, but honestly, it's way more integrated than most people realize. When we talk about AI in journalism, it's not just about automating entire articles. It's often used for things like sifting through massive data sets, identifying trends, even transcribing interviews super fast. It's less about replacing, the journalist, and more about augmenting their capabilities, giving them tools, really. It's totally changing the workflow in almost every department.
Oh, okay. So it's not just taking over. It's helping. That's kind of a relief actually. But still, the idea of AI touching news, something so inherently human, just feels a little bit strange, doesn't it? Like, where's the human element?
That's a great point, and it's absolutely one of the biggest discussions. The thing is, well, the human element is still paramount, right? AI can crunch numbers, summarize data, but it really can't grasp context, nuance, or tell a compelling human story. Not yet.
So, if it's helping, what are some of the really positive things you're seeing? Like, where's it genuinely making journalists' lives easier or, making the news better? I'm still a little skeptical, honestly.
Oh, absolutely. Look, the biggest wins are speed and scale. Think about a breaking news event. You need to synthesize vast info instantly. AI can monitor social media, process government reports, cross-reference databases in seconds. A human simply can't do that. It also helps with investigative journalism, like finding patterns in financial documents that would take months manually. And, and it can personalize news feeds for readers too, which is huge for engagement. But yeah, you're right, there are downsides.
Okay, speed and scale. That makes sense. Analyzing documents, that's huge. But what about the bad stuff then? I've heard worries about bias creeping into algorithms or even, deep fakes becoming more prevalent. That just sounds terrifying for trust.
Yeah, you're hitting on the critical points. Bias is a massive concern because AI models are only as unbiased as the data they're trained on. If historical data has biases, the AI will perpetuate them. In deepfakes, absolutely. It's getting harder to distinguish what's real from generated content. This is where the ethical considerations really come into play. News organizations have to be hypervigilant.
Wow, so it sounds like a complete shift in how newsrooms operate. What does this mean for journalists themselves? Are they going to become more like data scientists or, do they still need to be out there reporting? What's the future look like?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I think the role is definitely evolving, not disappearing. Journalists will need to become more tech-savvy, sure, understanding how to use these AI tools effectively. But crucially, their human skills become even more valuable. Critical thinking, verification, interviewing, empathy, and an ethical judgment. These are things AI cannot replicate. So they'll be freed up from the mundane, repetitive tasks to focus on deeper, more impactful storytelling. Do you know what I mean? The human touch it'll actually stand out more.
So it's almost like a redefinition of what journalism means. Like instead of just reporting facts, it's more about being the curator and the truth teller in a really noisy, AI-enhanced world. That's actually kind of exciting, I guess.
Exactly. It's an exciting, albeit challenging frontier. It means a renewed focus on what makes human journalists indispensable. Building trust, providing context, asking the tough questions that AI can't even conceive of. The future, the future's bright for those who adapt.